That's it. That's all the further I'm going. Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on Lake Tinicomo. We're going to do one cast today. It's the 11th of April, Saturday. I just pushed off the resort. I'm going to drift down through here, and I got to get in the water pretty quick because this has kind of been the hot spot. I'll show you what I'm doing. 4-pound line. Got 2 swivels. One snap swivel is sliding on the line, barrel swivel there, about 2 feet. I got a number 6 hook. I'm gonna put this is a 3/8 ounce bell weight on the snap swivel, and then I'm gonna put a minnow. I tried to pick out the biggest minnows I had, and I can tell you right now I should have brought a little net. I'm going to hook him right up through the bottom lip and through the top. And I'm gonna cast it out upstream, not too far. Blake has been drifting down through here today and catching a few browns. He's been drifting those little jerk baits that we sell. Hasn't caught that many, but he's caught some nice ones. He hadn't caught anything over 20. And I asked him, I said, you ought to try drifting a minnow down through here. Well, he hadn't done it yet. I mean, you can catch a rainbow too, but I thought, well, I'm gonna reel in just a little bit because I'm bouncing pretty good. The wind is from the north and it's kind of blowing me up lake a little bit, so hopefully I've got another rod rig with the same thing. Hopefully it don't get snagged up too quick. But he's been drifting all the way down to Monkey Island. They're still running 15,000 CFS. Table rock is dropping almost a half foot a day. It's down to 919. Not many boats on the lake today. For a Saturday, it's not very many at all. Several of them have been drifting down through here too. The wind's kind of pushed me toward the bluff too, so you always try to point the bow of the boat towards the wind or towards the direction the current's going to take you, so you can kind of keep bumping the boat and keeping it where you want it. I am bumping just perfectly. Well, my neighbors are here, the Albrights. Buster Loving had a trip this morning. He came by the dock and then went back out, and I told him that the all the activity down from here down to Monkey Island, and he'd been fishing up below the dam. He said he caught a lot of smallmouth up below the dam at the cable on jerk baits this morning. One walleye and some decent rainbows. But he went back down. The gentleman he had out lives down at Alexander Park, one of the houses on stilts. And they threw jerk baits down there, and he had a 21 inch brown, his client did, Tony. And he had I'd say about 24, 25 inch brown. It was over 8 pounds. Both those fish were released. Other than that, I really haven't heard much. I'm going to check my minnow real quick. Sometimes your minnow can get knocked off just by hitting some of the stuff on the bottom, so you got to check it. Not a whole lot of problem with moss right now. I've been chasing white bass and crappie, bluegill, goggle eye this week. Usually in the springtime, I don't have time to really get out and fish like that. This year's a little different. Took out a couple buddies. Actually, we went Thursday and Friday evening. Thursday we struck out at Swan Creek again, which is a creek that feeds bull shoals at Forsyth. And it's a really cool creek. It's real pretty. It's a real nice creek to float. You kind of got to know where to put in and take out. It's almost a local thing. There might be one outfitter around here that will accommodate you to float that, and it's a springtime float too. Summer it gets too low to float. Anyhow, the whites and walleye run up in this little creek to spawn, and you got to catch the whites just right. We have not caught the whites just right at all, but we got kind of a hot tip that they've been catching whites below Parsite Dam, and the lake's up 25 feet above normal, so you're dealing with a lot of water. The water up there is 35 feet deep, and we kind of goofed around and looked different places for a while. There weren't that many boats up there, but most of the boats were just drifting down the middle, kind of jerking a spoon off the bottom. And we didn't see many fish being caught. So oh, that was a fish. Oh, I jerked it too quick. Took me by surprise. We kind of, we went to the Forsyth side, and we where the water was quite a bit shallower, not shallower, slower. The Forsyth side is about the only bank fishing that you can do, and there was a ton of people bank fishing, which is pretty typical. It's kind of the way of life in Forsyth. You know, when those fish are running, people are out fishing, and they can only walk down so far, and they got wooded and brushy and just hard to fish off the bank. So we started there. We didn't want to encroach on their fishing, and There's a fish, there's a fish, there's a fish, there's a fish. Come on, eat it, eat it. Come on, eat it. Oh, I do hate this type of fishing sometimes. Okay, gosh. He's got to get that hook in his mouth. The water was still pretty deep. There was very little current against the bank, and as soon as we pulled over there, I'd put on a 1/4 ounce head with blue and white swimming minnow on Tom's hook, and he was the first one to hook up, and it was a real nice sow white, a female white, about 2 pounds. Incredible. And we ended up catching 12 of those. We didn't catch any small ones. Some of them were pushing 2.5 pounds. Probably not 3, but 3-pound white is pretty incredible. You know what? I'm going to give this a little bit of line. That's what I'm after right there. It's a good fish. It's a good fish. Not sure if I have my... I just put line on this reel, so I don't think the drag was set very good. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. So we caught 12 and we quit because it got dark. We caught one big old crappie. Caught a nice smallmouth we threw back. And then we caught, Chuck caught 2 ginormous drum. The first one probably about 10 pounds. And the second one was probably pushing 15, 20. I don't know. It's the biggest drum I've ever seen. I think I've only caught a drum as big as 2 pounds. And they were fun to catch, 4-pound line. Oh yeah, nice brown. He's not 20. But that's what I want to catch, it's just a brown trout. Come here. Thank you. Okay, caught him right in the tongue. Say about 17, 18 inches. Not bad. Oh, why did I do that to myself? Well, that was successful. That was actually a dead minnow I used, which it really didn't make any difference. It'd be a lot easier to... Oh, I dumped one out. These little suckers are hard to catch. There's a good one. Now Blake Since yesterday's one cast, I did not say this. Blake in his outings, was it 2 evenings ago, he was drifting down here quite a ways down towards Monkey Island. Ooh, got another one. Not set too loose. Three. Rainbows will hit these too. It's not like I'm getting bit by browns all the time. There's been, I guess, big schools of shad hanging around down from here down past Monkey Island, and he said a school of browns have come up a couple times. He's seen busting shad on the surface. A lot of times shad will, like a big school of shad, they hang together to protect each other, and a lot of times they're kind of close to the surface, and the fish will get below them and force them to the surface and then come up and bust them on the surface. That's what bass do, white bass. And those browns did the same thing a couple times. He watched, and we've seen that before, and actually capitalized. I've done some videos doing that. When they come up and bust, throw a white jig in there, and I gotta figure a little better way of doing this. Shoot it? No. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Are you on there? No. I'm gonna just go with the bail open. That way I can just release that line a little quicker. I wonder if I ought to check my minnow. I'm gonna hate to. I think it's still there. My heart's kind of pumping. I mean, this is kind of exciting. I do feel like you got a really good chance to catch a nice brown doing this. So they're eating shad in this area, so switch sides. Oh, the camera's not pointed right. Okay. Everything's still plugged in. Get situated here. I have in the past, you really can't buy any thread fin shad, and it's super hard keeping them alive if you were to somehow net them someplace. There's striper guides that have special live tanks just to keep shad alive. They have to have moving running water all the time. See, that current's taking me off to that side, so I gotta move over this way a little bit. Oh, I'm all wrapped up. It's not good. I wonder if that's what happened when I released the line. I bet you that's what happened. Maybe I won't do that again. I don't know. Don't really want to retie. Come on. There we go. So we fried up some white bass today for lunch, and we gave some to the neighbors, and gave some to Penny and Curtis. Probably fish fry tomorrow and fry the rest of them for Chuck and Tom. I'm not bumping bottom right now. There we go. I haven't lost a rig. I think I might be too far over. Getting in some pretty slow current on this side. I go a little bit more out the middle. I'm really down in foreign territory for myself because number one, I don't drift much, and I sure don't drift down here much. I know a lot of people do. touch? Yeah, it is. Come on, eat it. Maybe I shouldn't release line like that. I don't know. This is definitely a fish. If you hold your rod high like this, then I can drop the rod and feed him some line. That's what I usually do. Well, it worked once. People have asked me, why are we seeing so many browns all of a sudden? I don't have a good answer. I think a better question is, why haven't we seen many browns in the past? I mean, I think this is more normal. I know there's tons of browns in here. They're even at 20 inches, very few of them are kept. Still got my minnow. Really get into some deep water here, 20-25 feet. Well, we'll see if we are almost to Monkey Island. Starting to get a little more shallow. This is usually the hot spot to catch fish drifting. The current picks up, it gets a little bit more shallow, gets more narrow. Seems like fish really congregate right here. A little bottleneck. I've edited this way down, because it would be well over an hour into this float, and I don't think I've hardly ever edited one cast. It's usually one continuous video, but in this case I really wanted to drift this minnow all the way down past Monkey Island, which I have. I've lost gotten snagged 3 times. No, I'm sorry, twice. Lost a hook and then lost the whole rig. I've missed 3 bites or 4 bites. I caught 1 brown. I think if I were to do this again, I would probably drift from above my place down through Cooper Creek and stay up in that area. It's pretty much dead between Cooper Creek and here for me on this drift. Wow. Sorry, I got a pontoon behind me that's acting strange. right at the top of the island. Come on. Like I said before, you can catch rainbows on these. Really surprised I haven't caught a rainbow. That might have been a fish. Oh, come on, fish. Got good contact with the bottom. It's just bouncing along nicely. At the bottom of this island, it drops off pretty quick. And it gets deep. After that, I just don't drift down further than that. I know some people do, but I don't. I don't have any confidence. Ooh, that is a fish. Wow. I don't think it is. It's not fighting at all, it's just dead weight. I think I just picked up. I told you it's dead weight. It's a rock. And there wasn't even a hole there. It's got a little snail on it. I'm still not quite to the bottom. I just threw the memento off. I'm done. I'm done. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but thanks for watching and hanging around, and we will see you again tomorrow. We'll go ahead and do one cast on Easter, but we will be closed tomorrow, taking a Sabbath. Thanks for watching. God bless.